Hello friends, welcome back to Digitalk and Heap and Garbage Collection series. So in the very first session, okay, we have learned in detail about what exactly is JVM, what is heap and heap size, and what are Java objects. So if you have missed that video, I will strongly recommend to go and then see that video, understand that video, okay? Because in this particular session and going forward, that multiple things that will come in the picture, okay? And for that, it is very important to understand the basics of your JVM, heap size, and Java objects, and specifically the understanding of Java objects. Okay, so go through that video. Okay, so in this particular session, what we are going to cover three things here. The first thing is about the memory leak. What exactly is the memory leak? Second is the garbage collection. What is garbage collection? What is the benefit of garbage collection? How to run it? What are the different ways to run it? And then the execution of garbage collections. Okay, so now let us start with the memory leak first, and then I will come to the garbage collection. Right. So what is memory leak? Okay, so what we have learned about the memory, okay, so when we say memory, okay, so that means we are referring to the heap size, right? And this is the heap size of each and every server, whether it is admin server or a managed server. To that particular server we have assigned the heap size, right? And what is heap size we have covered in detail in the previous session. So each server we assign the heap size, right, which is some portion of your RAM, right? In your hardware, in your server or a virtual machine, you have a RAM. We have to specify some portion of the RAM to each and every server, right? And with the help of mx and mss parameter, these are the parameter to define the minimum and maximum heap size. So this will be some portion of your RAM, operating system RAM. Okay, so there are certain recommendations for these memory settings that we are going to cover in detail when we'll see this in the practical executions. Okay, in some other videos or other sessions or later time. Okay, so now, so what I'm explaining here, I'm explaining about the memory leak. So before that, I'm just giving you a recap of the memory. So memory is referred as your heap size, and each and every server we assign a small portion of RAM of your system, which is referred as the heap size. And this heap size, if you remember what we have learned in the very first session, this heap size is part of your JVM, right? In the JVM, we have a multiple components, and every component or what all are the components, and then how they work, how they are related with each other. So we have got some understanding in the very first session, right? So among all the component, one of the component is heap size, which is part of your JVM, right? So now, when we say memory leak, that means memory is not getting released. Now, what does it mean? For example, I have managed server MS1, and to this managed server, I have assigned the heap size of 2 GB, right? And this server is running and executing the request, or it is executing the business logic that has been written in the Java language, okay, whenever the request is receiving from the client, correct? So now, in that case, what we have inside the particular heap size, or what we have inside the heap, we have learned about that we have a Java objects, correct? We have the different Java objects. So I'm not going to explain what exactly Java objects, because this we have covered in detail in the previous session. So inside the heap, we have the different Java objects, and these Java objects occupy your heap size, right? That means whatever the memory that you have defined, for example, 2 GB here, so your Java objects occupy your heap size at the runtime. Right. Now you may have a multiple applications, application A, application B, C, D, E, right? And all the applications are deployed in your managed servers, right? And each and application server running the different business logic and different codes, right? Those has been written in the Java language. So whenever any specific part of the code is run, or whenever any client access the application and your code is initiated, which need to execute the business logic, right, by your virtual machines. Okay, so what will happen? The corresponding Java objects of that particular code or application will get created in your heap. Correct. So now there are multiple applications are running. and multiple clients are accessing the application. So each and every request wherever is applicable is creating the different kind of a Java objects in your heap size. So they are occupying the memory. So what happen whenever a request reach, Java objects will be allocated in your heap size, and whenever the request is completed, okay, that particular Java object is supposed to be removed from your heap size. Okay, it is something like the connection pool. If you know about the connection pool in WebLogic, which is a ready-to-use connections of the database, whenever any application need the connection from the database, it pick the connection from the database connection pool. Okay, it utilize your connection to fetch the data, and once the request has been completed, your connection is returned to your connection pool, so that other requests can access the connection pool. Similarly, whenever any applications are creating the Java objects in your heap size, whenever the request is completed, these Java objects need to be cleaned or delete, or you can say remove from your heap size completely, or this is happen automatically. Okay, the request is received by your managed server. Okay, the code is executed, your Java objects created in your heap size, and whenever request completed, these Java objects get cleaned from the memory. This is the expected behavior, but many time it is happened, the application execute, it create the Java objects in your heap, but it did not release after completion of the request. So this could be a code or product bug, or this could be a problem with your application. The developer has written the application in a bad way, that they are not clearing the objects from the heap size. Okay, once the request is completed, so there could be multiple reasons. So what happened in that case, if the objects, Java objects, are not getting released from your heap size automatically, okay, that is referred as the memory leak, because they are unnecessary consuming the size of your heap size, right? So what will happen in that case? Let me explain you with the example. Okay, now this is your heap size of a particular managed server. Okay, so now you have a multiple applications are deployed in the managed servers. So everything, wherever the applications are executing, there are different Java objects are creating inside your heap size. Okay, so we have a different kind of a partitions of the heap size. There are different partitions. They have their own functioning that we are going to cover in the future videos. Okay, in detail about the your heap partitions, functioning of each and every partition. So now these all are the different Java objects that is getting utilized by your applications. Now suppose this particular request has been completed, so this need to be removed from the Java your heap size. This is completed, it should be removed. Now suppose that some of the object, like this object, is completed, but it is still inside your heap size. This is completed, but this Java object is not cleared your heap size. This request completed, but Java object is not cleared from your heap size. So what will happen? These Java objects are unnecessary taking the your heap size, correct? They are supposed to be cleaned because the request is completed, but they have not cleaned automatically due to any multiple reasons. So they will unnecessarily occupy the heap size, right? And similarly, if you think that these kind of objects are getting increase in your heap size, which is not getting cleaned automatically, so your heap size utilization will continuously increase, and at a certain point of a time, you will get out of memory problem and your server may get crash, right? Because your heap size utilization is consistently going upward due to the memory leak problem, where the objects are not getting clean from your heap size, right? So in this situation, when the objects are not automatically getting clean from your heap size, and your heap size is continuously getting increase, and then at a time when the complete size is exhausted, right? For example, I have given the 2 GB as a maximum size for my heap, and if this size is reached by all the objects in your GVM heap, then you will get the out of memory problem, because the other objects will try to get create in your memory, and it will not allow because the heap size is full. So you will get the out of memory problem. So there are different kind of a out of memory problem. There are multiple reasons for that, and again that we will cover in detail in the future sessions. Okay, so this term is referred as memory leak. Okay, so as I said, I have used the Java objects term at multiple places, and it is Very important to understand what is Java objects, and this we have covered in the part 1. So once you have a clarity on the part 1, like what is Java objects, then you can easily understand in this particular session as well what I am talking about here, about the Java heap size on when we talk about the memory leak, right? So now hope the memory leak problem is clear to you. So now related to this memory leak, okay, to solve the problem of this kind of a memory leak, okay, we have a certain process which is called the garbage collection, which is called GC. Okay, so this exactly not going to solve the problem of memory leak. Okay, but at a some extent, this help you to resolve the contention of your heap size, but at an extent, at a some level. Okay, so GC is not a solution for the memory leak, but it help at a certain extent, okay, to reduce the stress of your JVM. Okay, now how to deal with the memory leak? What are the steps that we need to take in case of a we are feeling that the memory leak is there? Again, we will have a detailed session on the memory leak as well. Okay, along with how to take the heap dumps, how to analyze the heap dumps with the help of different tools. Everything we will cover in separately in the separate session. Okay, because this is very important. So now hope memory leak is clear to you. So next one is the garbage collection.